What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl Kayla Doris, and welcome back to Kicking In with Kay. As you all know, my last video discussed what the determining factors were for me to move to California, how I was feeling in that process, the things that were going through my head. This video, I want to focus on strictly what I've learned since being there. It's only been about 3 months, almost 3 months since moving there. And I just kind of want to tap into some of the things that I know you all have been asking me. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, everything is not what it seems. And I know that sounds super cliche, but it's so true. Like, in a day and age where social media is so prevalent and you see all the best moments in people's lives, you see all the great things that they're doing, you see all the exciting news that they have, all of those great things, that you kind of forget that those people are just regular people like you and me. So that was like the first thing that I noticed when I moved to California, because I was starting to be in the same area and near a lot of people who would be considered famous or popular or public figures or influential people, things like that. So I realized that, like, these people are just like you and me. Like, they tired too. They over there yawning because they ain't got no sleep, or, they're not. It's so much hype behind celebrities that I think we forget, and we put them on this pedestal, and we forget that they're literally the same. Like, they're just like you and me, except for Beyonce. I can't say, but I'm gonna say, if I were in the same room with her, I feel like the energy would just be like a Beyonce energy. Everybody else, though, like, they just normal people, period. Another thing that I've learned since being in California, Hollywood, y'all, it's a facade. So many things that we see on TV and we're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. How they do this, how they do that. Once you actually get there and you're on the scene and you're in those places, you're like, this is what this was like. This is so fake, bruh. This is so fake. But TV magic, like, it's a crazy, unbelievable type of experience when you start seeing things up close and personal, how things are done. And then when you see it actually, like, play it back on TV or whatever, like, everything is just, it's a whole facade. Also, everybody that's on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever social media that makes it seem like, oh, life's just so great, everything's just popping, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, you have a lot of good moments. You have a lot of fun. I'm not saying that's not true for most people. However, it's not all just like lollipops and gumdrops. Like, it is a real deal. I don't want to make it sound like Hunger Games or nothing, but y'all, like, it's not always great. And I feel like that's the one thing that we forget. Everybody thinks LA is such a far-fetched idea to, like, move out there or move to California. It's so, distant, and, oh, I can't do that if I'm just this regular person. No, everybody there is regular people. They are all regular people, and they just have a different type of grind. That's the only thing that I can say really does separate California, or LA in particular. And I don't live in the heart of LA. I just want to put that out there. I live in North Hollywood, but I spend a lot of my time in LA for work purposes. So the thing that I feel like separates, when I live at home in Louisville and when I live in LA, like, the creative energy there, unmatched. Like, you don't understand how many weeks went by when I was at home and I was like, oh, I want to do this, and never got to it because I'm too tired, or I'd rather watch TV, or my body hurts, or this or that. In LA, it's like an unspoken sense of creativity. Is strange. It's very strange, because, like, no matter how tired I am there, I'm still like, oh, I need to get up and do this. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna get up and get out early. Since I don't have anything booked for this day, I'm gonna get out early, go handle this, and this. Make sure everything on my checklist is done. It's just a whole different vibe. Like, because it's almost like you're in an area where there's so many other creative minds all thinking at the same time, and you just kind of feed off that energy, even if you're not in the same room as them. Like, that's the one thing I will say that separates me being at home and being in LA. Also, being in LA, I've noticed that like opportunities are endless. Like, not just your typical like, oh, I want to be an actress or a movie star and dancer and singer and rapper and all of these things. I'm not saying those aren't great things. Don't get me wrong, they really are. But opportunities for work, period, is endless. It's so many job opportunities there. You just got to be open-minded. Now, I'm not saying it's something that you want as like your passion job. It's nothing that you have to be like, oh, I absolutely love this place. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. But opportunities to just get your feet set are everywhere. Everywhere you turn around. I was actually blessed enough to get hired for my part-time job within a matter of like a week of being there. And I had put in applications in a lot of places, but I actually was able to do my interview and get hired maybe a week and a half at most. But opportunities are endless. I feel like here back home, there's a lot of opportunities, but not nearly as much. And it almost feels like a shortage sometimes of work. And the very last thing I want to discuss is that LA is doable. People think, and I was one, I will say I was definitely one when I was younger to think, you think LA, you think Hollywood immediately. You think this big place of opportunities and fame and all these different things. And I'm not saying that that's not a part of what goes on there. However, it's very much easier to reach than people think. It's not something that is like so off the rocket that, oh, I can never live in LA. I don't have enough money to live in LA. I don't have the type of mentality to live in LA or anything like that, because you can actually do it. The only thing that I would suggest is making sure that you're financially planning, you budget, because yes, there is a difference in the cost of living, and that's just in California, period. LA is not even the most expensive city in California, but it's still very expensive. But with the proper planning and the right positive mindset, like, y'all can live anywhere. I can live anywhere. And it's not as hard to attain as most people think. It's not this like super distant thing. And I'm understanding more now that like this is doable. Obviously, with all the health concerns going on right now, ain't nothing doable. Nowhere is doable. We just living day to day, trying to figure out what's happening. But LA as a whole is doable. Proper planning, making sure you weigh the pros and cons of every situation and decision. But like, y'all can do it. If I can do it, y'all can do it. And I'm not even saying that like I have everything together. Your girl be struggling some days. And it's my struggle is more so mental, just because I'm such a planner. I always want to know what's next. I always want to know this and I always want to know that, and just think ahead. But I'm learning to be okay with the unknown and just knowing that I'm covered, and regardless, like, things will come together, and it always does. But yeah, if you have any more questions about my move to LA, things I've learned, something I might have missed in this comment, subscribe. I don't think I even told y'all to do that, but at this point, y'all, if y'all coming back every week, just hit the subscribe button. You might as well. All right, until next time.